What is up, everybody? It's NC Thrills, back at it again, and I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you guys ate a lot of good food. I know I did. And in that holiday spirit, as we're winding down in the year, um, it's time for countdowns. And to start off, to give us a little ease before my end of year video, which will be my top 25 roller coasters of all time. I'm just going to do a little light one, do a little sprinkling, and it is going to be my top 10 favorite wooden coasters that I've been on. Let's do this thing. To start off, I just want to say, I thought I've been on the best wooden coasters, like a lot of them in the country, a lot of the best wooden coasters in the country, but as I look at my list, I realize that I really haven't. I've been on some greats, but I'm still missing a few, so I'm just really excited to see how this list will evolve. But to start off, let's do this. Number 10, we got Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. I haven't been on this thing in like 10 years, but just on reputation alone, being on Goliath at Great America, being on Lightning Rod, which isn't on the list because it is mostly iBox, so I count it as a hybrid now. But Outlaw Run, going off of its reputation and just the other two RMC iBox, Topper Track coasters, going off of those, I think this thing is probably going to be just amazing. And just looking at my list, I don't think it can be behind anything else. So that's why it is at number 10. I like it here. Just behind it is Wolverine Wildcat at Michigan's Adventure, which is a hot take, I know. But that thing with the Titan track and the Gravity Group pre-cut track, Wolverine Wildcat was really good, but it is not better than Outlaw Run. That is why Outlaw Run is at number 10, but that is basically on reputation alone. Can't wait to get on it probably next year. But now, here we go. Here's really my real list. I've been on all these recently. So at number 9, we have The Beast at Kings Island. Yes, this thing is an absolute legend. If you ask your grandpa, what's your favorite roller coaster, he's going to say The Beast. If you ask your dad, what's your favorite roller coaster, he's going to say The Beast. But it is not my favorite roller coaster. It's not my favorite in Kings Island, but it is a goodie. A night ride on this thing is absolutely insane. On a wheel seat, it's like just getting destroyed. It is awesome. It is pain in the best way possible. It's one of the only coasters where because it is so rough, it's what makes it good. I kind of wish it was rougher. But this thing is just an absolute monstrosity. I can't even imagine it without the trims, but that would be insane. Maybe top 10, definitely top 25 experience, in my opinion. Next up, this might be a hot take, but I don't think it is. It is Grizzly at Kings Dominion. Beast and Grizzly, they're kind of sister coasters. They're both in-house wooden coasters built by Kings Island and Kings Dominion, respectively. Both have had extensive Gravity Group retrackings. But Grizzly has something that the Beast doesn't. Grizzly has a little something called airtime, and good airtime to be exact. There's some spots where it's like basically straight up ejector. I enjoyed this so much. I was not expecting this to be that good, but it was. I was expecting more of a Beast experience, but instead I got something along the lines of just a classic wooden coaster that's just giving you great airtime. It kind of reminded me of Cornball Express a little bit at Indiana Beach. Wait for that. But yes, Grizzly, insane. It's smooth, but still got some wooden coaster bite to it. Really enjoy this thing. Really underrated. Next up, number 7. It is probably my favorite old wooden roller coaster, and it is Thunderbolt at Kennywood. This thing was also a surprise because going into Kennywood, I was like, oh, Jackrabbit's going to be good. The Double Down, that really disappointed me. Racer was just existed. And then I got on Thunderbolt, and the laterals were awesome. And then the airtime in those ravines was really good too. But this thing was so much fun. Just classic wooden coaster. Still had that jank to it. The restraints not restricting. I'm pretty sure it was basically a buzz bar. Holy crap, this thing was so fun. I love Kennywood's like riding history, and Thunderbolt is the best out of the 3 wooden coasters at Kennywood. Absolute gem. I hope it stays along for the long haul. Next up, number 6. I mentioned it earlier. It's Goliath at Six Flags Great America, the RMC Topper Track. It's not that long, but dang, is it good. Probably one of the best stalls. It's between this and Area Force 1, in my opinion. It's got some good airtime. That drop is great. The dive loop, super unique. I'm pretty sure it's the only RMC that is not a Raptor, the only non-Raptor RMC to have a dive loop, which is actually really interesting because it's a wooden coaster. You don't associate wooden coasters with dive loops. Goliath, it is an awesome ride. It is short, and that is what is keeping it behind. I'm also a purist whenever it comes to wooden roller coasters. So inversions on wooden roller coasters aren't really my thing, but a good ride is a good ride, and I cannot just keep it down because of my prejudices. So yes, Goliath at number 6. That's where it's coming in. But I think if it had more of a layout, it probably would be better and be probably higher up on my list. I don't know. Next up, we're entering the top 5 now. We are halfway through. We got the Legend at Holiday World. Dang, do I love this thing. Raven did not make the list. It is not my favorite. It's still pretty good, but I think if it got RMC'd, I'd be more happy about that. I bet people would be sad, but I do prefer Legend over Raven. Taller, faster, longer. Except for airtime and hang time, probably my number 3 favorite force is laterals, and Legend is the king of laterals. You're just pinned to the side of your seat, and it is amazing. You also get some really good airtime as well. That first drop is nuts. That never-ending helix that goes under the water slides is just insane. It goes on forever, and it is a great ride. I really wish I would have gotten more rides on it back in 2024, but they were running on one train. They put on the second train rides we got on. It had probably the longest line in the park, so we didn't want to wait for that, and we'd rather marathon a coaster that will be mentioned on later. Wink, wink. But yes, Legend, great ride. Insane. I can't even imagine this thing at night. It's probably awesome. If you've gotten a night ride on this thing, drop it down in the comments and tell me how that was. But yes, there we go. Number 5, it is Legend. Coming in at number 4, another Indiana wooden coaster. It really hurt me to drop this thing out of my top 25, but I've just ridden so much great stuff this year that it had to be bumped out. It's one of the coasters that has no bark whatsoever, but has a ton of bite. It is Cornball Express at Indiana Beach. Holy crap, is this thing awesome. Just, again, a bunch of laterals. I love CCI. Tons of laterals. Insane airtime. And I rode this thing just 8 times in a row, I think, without getting out of my seat on my visit to Indiana Beach last year. It was just incredible. Hoosier Hurricane did not make the list. Sadly, Lost Coaster, Superstition Mountain did not make the list. But this thing just is a pure coaster. It is awesome. It's got a little bite to it, but it's perfectly tolerable. What a great ride. Very underrated. Only 55 feet. So it's like got family coaster stats, but it is not a family coaster whatsoever. It's got a buzz bar, and you are literally fearing for your life on some of those airtime hills. Insane ride. Love it. Here we go. Top 3. You're about to see my favorite wooden coaster manufacturer back to back, and it is GCI, and it is number 3, Mystic Timbers. Ooh. Whenever I rode it whenever I rode it last year, ooh, did I love this thing. But it has gradually just dropped down and down as my rankings have evolved. But it is still my number 3 wooden roller coaster. It's got tons of ejector airtime, just constant ejector. Some sustained, some not sustained, but who cares? Airtime is airtime. The only thing that does, this is why I've gotten so many rides. This is probably my most ridden. This and number 2 are my most ridden wooden coasters on the list. And whenever you ride a coaster, as much as I've ridden Mystic Timbers, you nitpick it a lot. And what I've noticed is I've gotten some rides where I can get stapled. I've gotten some rides where the airtime just doesn't hit. But there is one thing that is always consistent. It is always consistently smooth. It is one of the smoothest wooden roller coasters in the world. It is a great ride. So much airtime. The shed, sure, it's a bit dumb, but it's funny and I enjoy it because of how dumb and stupid and bad it is. Also, shout out to the lopsided brake run. Really weird. Really weird. Never noticed that until this year. Okay. Next up, number 2. Ooh, this thing is awesome. It is Thunderhead, another GCI, and probably my second most ridden wooden coaster. It might be my most. I don't think it is, though. But yeah, 2 of my home parks, Thunderhead and Mystic Timbers at Dollywood and Kings Island, respectively. Dang, is Thunderhead really good. I did not expect this to be this good. I was expecting Lightning Rod to just be the best at the park. Then I got on Thunderhead, and my mind was exploded. Holy crap is what I said after I got off my first ride on Thunderhead. The airtime of Mystic Timbers, but all sustained. It is all sustained ejector airtime, except for those little drops and dips that it has that give good ejector. But the whole thing is just sustained ejector airtime. Right in the front row. It is a GCI, so obviously most of the airtime is going to be in the rises, the ascents into the hills. You get airtime into turns. It's like, what? Why am I getting airtime in a turn? It is nuts. You get some lateral airtime. You get some everything. Holy crap, this thing is awesome. It never ceases to amaze me how great this coaster is. It's got a good bite to it. I like my wooden coasters with a little bit of bite, and it does have that bite. I did hear a few years ago it was unbearably rough, so maybe I'd like it more then. Probably not, though. But Thunderhead, awesome ride. Incredible. But there is a large gap in between my number 1 wooden and my number 2 wooden. And it is because my number 1 is arguably the greatest wooden roller coaster to ever be constructed. And it is The Voyage at Holiday World. I alluded to it earlier. Dang, is this thing awesome. It's got everything I want in a roller coaster. It's got laterals. It's got a lot of airtime. The double camelback was just triple camelback, I believe, actually. Nuts. Love this thing at the bottom. And I love that it's my home state and I can claim the world's best wooden roller coaster. Some people say El Toro, some people say T-Express, which I don't know how much of a wooden coaster T-Express is anymore. But I say it is Voyage without being on El Toro, without being on T-Express, without being on any other that can be named. The Voyage. It is long, it is fast, and it just hauls. The only time it's really dead is that brake run, but it's fine. It's fine. And I can't even imagine this thing trimless. I mean, I've never been on this thing during Hollywood Nights, and look how high it is. It's incredible. Love this coaster. The turns in the middle can be, maybe you might think that's a buzzkill, but I love them. It was so fun. Just getting whipped with the laterals. Insane ride. That triple down in the tunnel, awesome. It's just nothing to complain about, really, in my opinion. I think it's a great ride the entire way through. But yes, that is my list. Tell me what your top 5 wooden coasters are. Drop that in the comments. Tell me what you thought about mine. If you hated it, if you loved it, put it in the comments. Love to see your guys' comments. Read them all. Again, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Obviously, Voyage Thanksgiving. Cool. But yes, thank you for watching. Hope you had a great day. Peace out.